Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for coming back and saying hello. Please stick around for the entire video because I am just going to talk about whatever on the spot. All week I prepared what I was going to talk about. I intellectually knew I was going to discuss, mapped it out in my head, blah blah blah. Um, but then I had a halt just today, just now, as I'm setting this up. I'd had a halt that that message is not for today. Okay, so we're not going to discuss that. So, freebie, I get to talk about whatever I want. Um, First of all, disclaimers. I am a single mom of two. I am the definition of a single mom. Like, there's no co parenting, there's no drop them off at a relative's house, there's no none of that. And shout out to parents that do that. It's nothing wrong with that. I don't do it because I don't live by any relatives. All my relatives is in a whole nother state and X and O. So, if I need a break, I have to hire a sitter, which I don't do because sitter is mad expensive. Um, so now that you know the disclaimer, you're gonna be like, what? Okay, so my kids started school in February, right? Which gave me a few hours to myself, which I mentioned that last week to do what I need to do with this video. Um, but they started school in February, and then now they're quarantined. The world is quarantined, right? And I am absolutely happy about this quarantine. At first, I was really frustrated and I was irritated because I had just got a little bit of free time since 2016. So, yeah, I was like, oh, yeah, I got a few minutes for myself, whatever. But then we got quarantined. The first week or two, yeah, week and a half, I was a little bit irritated. But then as I was doing my devotions and whatever not, I realized I needed this time to regroup my thoughts and regroup the connection that I have with my kids, because what I didn't notice is that I was physically taking care of them on a day-to-day basis, but I was mentally checked out. So what I've been trying to do, although I am taking care of them healthy, they are healthy, good kids, whatever, is that this is challenging me to check my mind in to interact, and create an emotional connection, which isn't easy to do, and it's still, I've said I'm gonna dedicate April to just staying in the house, completely staying in the house. Before was going out and going to the park and going to do this and going to do that. But now I think what we're going to do in April is completely stay in the house and surround ourselves with each other to reconnect in that way. This doesn't come naturally for me. I don't know if because I'm Aquarius. I don't know if because of my personality type. I don't know because of I'm bipolar. You know what I mean? I don't know because if it's another personality disorder that I do have. I don't know, but emotions isn't something that comes naturally, even with my kids. So, but I can tell lately that my sons are needing it. My baby, the 1 year old, he's usually doing his own thing, whatever. But lately he's kind of more up under me. A lot of my dreams are so vivid with them in it in one way or the next, in a negative way too. So, and then I've been listening to a lot of messages. Everything I pop on, it's like, um, use this time, something to relate with your kids, like as a connection or um, stuff like that. So, I feel like all that it's the play around back to this, me finding a way to connect with my kids on a higher level outside of the activities, like on a deeper emotional level. They may not understand it, but I think they do because I think they feel it because I be feeling them want that from me, but I don't know how to give it to them. I'd be like, oh, go do this, or let's go play, or let's go do some learning, or let's go that, or let's go this. And for me, my mechanism that I tend to lean towards, probably why my kids are as intelligent as they are. Not to toot a horn or anything, but my son is mad smart, both of them, and but I think that's because since I know I'm not emotionally connected, I put all my energy in intellectual, because that I am good at. I could teach you anything. I could teach my kids anything. No, I can't teach your kids anything, but I could teach my kids anything. So I put all my energy into that way, because that will force me to sit and connect with them in some way or the next, and hopefully in return build that emotion connection. Um, God forbid if something happened to my kids, of course I'll be hurt. My feelings, it will hurt me. But I don't know. I'm not gonna say I don't know how deep. They're my kids. I love them very much. But sometimes I feel like the world is so things and people in the world, including my kids. It's like, you know, um, and I'm trying to figure out how to change that, especially for my towards my kids. And I'm a mama bear. Like I will claw somebody eye out for my kids, but it's just a me thing with my children. I don't know how to. I'm trying to learn that. So I'm thankful for the quarantine, because although I've been with my kids this whole time and they just started school in February, it still felt like I was away, like forever from them. And although it wasn't, it was like this much time, but it felt like I was gone forever, because what it forced me to do when they started school and then return back being in the house with me all the time is that I realized that, yeah, I was taking care of my kids all this time, solo dolo, but I wasn't checked in taking care of my kids all this time. I was, if you get what I'm saying, I was going through the motions and doing what I need to do, but I wasn't, and still not, emotionally checked in with them. So I'm going to work on that. Next thing on the agenda, I don't know who needs to hear it, but it came in my head as I don't know this, um, I haven't dissected this verse yet, whatever, but it came in my head as I was halted, that this is what I need to bring up, but I can't really dig into it because I haven't had the opportunity to study it and to be able to talk about it and relate to it or whatever. But I'm going to read it, and then you could go read it if it's for you. Ephesians 3:20 through 21. Ephesians 3:20 through 21. Now to him who is able to do immeasurable more than all we ask or imagine, according to his power that is at work within us. To him be glory in the church and in Christ Jesus throughout all generations, forever and ever. Amen. That is Ephesians 3:20 through 21. Like I said, I haven't had a minute to dissect it, and I don't know who is it for, but I did want to give it to you because I was paused from what I was supposed to talk about to give you that. So there you go. But no, I don't know what else to talk about, guys. All I have to say, be safe, stay healthy. This whole pause in my message, like literally, I was setting up. I was like, okay, I was getting ready to do it. It's supposed to be like 20-something minutes, but I guess you guys not supposed to hear it right now, or I don't know what the divine has planned, but it's not for now. So it kind of threw my whole what to talk about in this video off. But anyway, read my shirt. Be the sunshine. Even though you're stuck in the house, be the sunshine. Let's smile. Let's be merry, and let's enjoy each other company while we have each other company. And look for the positive lining. Look for the silver lining, positive lining. Girl, that's not the saying. Look for the silver lining in this. Like for me, it's being able to spend more time with my kids. Believe me, every day is not successful. Every day is not successful. But when I'm not successful, I'll tell myself, you know what? Tomorrow I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna be a better parent tomorrow, or I'm gonna try harder tomorrow. I'm gonna try harder at this particular thing. I don't do a big old structure because then I become overwhelmed. I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna try to not yell so much, or I'm gonna try to be more patient, or I'm gonna try to give my son at least 5 hugs. You know what I mean? So just those little things build up to bigger things. So start practicing. I would recommend practice those little things, and it will eventually snowball into something bigger, because that's what I've been doing, and I've seen it working. I see it working little at a time, little at a time. It's coming along. My son is awake, so that means I have to go. Bye. Thank you for coming into my channel. Thank you for listening. I know I didn't have a lot to say today, but I hope whoever that was for, Ephesians 3:20 through 21, please read it. Please let it sink in and get the message that you need to get from it. I love you guys. Thank you again. Bye.